Francis from Digistore. 1 billion. We set high expectation.
$1 billion. Hey, I'm Francis Wolff, and I'm the CEO of Digistore 24. Who here thinks that affiliate marketing will even exist in 10 years? Anyone? Let's see. I'm the CEO of Digistore 24. We are an international digital affiliate marketplace and reseller platform. And in 2008, I started online marketing. I started out translating an ebook into French, and we launched it on Facebook ads, and we started doing about 10 sales a day. It was a copy of Double Your Dating that we launched in the French market, and this was back when you could get the head of Facebook ads on the phone to up your budget. And my first business, was essentially just coming out of college and finishing a bunch of, courses and my degree and things. And yeah, I was just kind of like, well, what do I want to do? And I didn't want to work for anybody. I didn't, I just wanted to start my own business. And so I went to a bunch of different marketing classes and courses and seminars and things. And I said, well, I can't really create an offer yet because I'm not like an expert, so to speak. So I said, well, I'm going to translate and license products for the European market. And so 1 year turned into 2 years, which turned into 10 years. And I took about 15 different brands to like France, Germany, Japan. We had like 5 or 6 brands that did, $1 or $2 million in sales. And we had a decent little business where, we grew, maybe to 10 or 15 employees. And that was fun for a while. But then I wanted to do something bigger and better. So I founded Digistore 24 US in 2018. Digistore 24 actually started in Germany in 2012 and quickly grew to become Germany's largest, and I think Europe's largest marketplace and affiliate platform. But in 2018, I flew to Sofia, Bulgaria, where my business partners were living at the time, and I said, hey, maybe we can do a sales deal. And after our first hour meeting, it was very clear that they needed a US partner, and so the next day we agreed to start Digistore 24 US. And now 6 years later, we're doing a little over $1 million a day in sales, and we'll grow 100% this year. So yeah, Digistore has done multiple billions in sales through our platform. We're now a high 9-figure per year business. We work with thousands of affiliates and hundreds of top super affiliates. And so today I'm going to talk about the future of affiliate marketing. Emerging trends like AI, nano, micro-influencers, collaboration and partnerships, technology and innovation, market measurement attribution, AI machine learning, consumer behavior shifts, global expansion opportunities, and future predictions. So let's get into it. So I think one big trend is going to be more and more big influencer partnerships. This has been happening for years in the biz op space, where one influencer will promote their course. This is like a picture of Robbie Blanchard, who's on Digistore right now. But I think more and more there'll be more micro-influencers and niche influencers that are just kind of like random people that are building a brand and then selling affiliate products and becoming big affiliates. And you see that happening a lot already. Other emerging trends like AI-powered optimization. 80% of affiliate marketers are embracing AI-driven content creation. A lot of people are using AI for copy. I think that trend will continue, but I think everyone's kind of sick of listening about AI at this point. Um, I think more and more video content. There'll be a lot more people on YouTube selling affiliate courses, creating their own courses. I think that trend is already happening today. This is a picture of Matt Parr, who's doing a lot of sales on Digistore. Other trends are voice search optimization, like Alexa, sustainable and ethical marketing. You know, there's a lot of marketers who, are towing the line of sustainable and ethical marketing, but I think more and more there'll be more rules and compliance and different things, so you need to be working with somebody who understands those or who can help you, be compliant with your marketing. Augmented reality experiences, I think we're still far away from like augmented shopping online. That's going to be like relevant, but I don't know, maybe in 5 years that'll be different. Subscription and membership models. This is nothing really new, but I think more and more everything is going towards like a subscription and a revenue, like a subscription-based platform. At Digistore, like we even have a product that's like a page builder and funnel builder that's kind of a subscription model, but I see more and more subscriptions becoming big for our industry. And then this is just coming back to kind of where I started was with niche and micro-influencers. Micro-influencers will have a smaller following, but like a lot of times, you'll see those influencers, maybe they have 3,000 followers, but on their post they have like 500 likes or something like that. And so even, like it's hard to measure, if, somebody could have like a 200,000 person following and they go to promote a product and nothing happens, and somebody could have 5,000 people and crush it, in some random niche. So I think more and more you'll have a lot of these like niche influencers that are becoming affiliates on different networks and making a lot of sales. So collaboration and partnership is another big trend that will continue. Affiliate marketers who have direct relationships with ad networks like have a massive advantage with their ad performance. I think more and more like direct relationships is a big trend that's going to continue in our industry. This is just a picture of Carter York, who has done millions of sales, and kind of one of the reasons he scaled on Digistore for a while was I think this was the first big offer he ever scaled was actually on Digistore, at least in like VSL category, and I was sending him wires daily just so he had enough money to keep spending on his campaign. And if we didn't have that like personal relationship, and I didn't like take kind of a risk on his behalf, he wouldn't have really scaled. So I think in the future, ad networks that have, ad networks and marketplaces, they will work together more and more. I think, like a Digistore or a ClickBank or a, MaxWeb, if they have relationships with ad networks or a good reputation with ad networks, then that will allow them to trust affiliates more. And so I think, building a real brand, watching what your reputation is going to be more and more important because, otherwise these ad networks won't really want to, work with you. So why marketplaces are the future for affiliates? I think marketplaces, reseller models are kind of the future for affiliate marketing because you have access to direct and vetted offers. You have a higher conversion rate compared to a regular affiliate network because lots of things are being optimized on the back end, such as like, card acceptance rates or fraud settings or, a lot of these things that actually affect your campaign that you don't really realize as an affiliate. This is Zakir, who's a friend of mine, and he started out like promoting, he's been a super affiliate for maybe 10 or 15 years, but he's going to be launching his first offer on Digistore. And basically, like, because of Digistore, he's able to, go from a super affiliate to a vendor, and work with some of our partners, and build out his own like supplement brand that he can scale. So after scaling like millions and millions and millions online, he wants to become his own vendor and kind of control his brand. And I think he'll see some big success doing that. So why are marketplaces the future for vendors? This is kind of what I was saying earlier, but fully customized checkout pages, multiple payment methods for end consumers, full back office automation, fraud and chargeback mitigation, account management. I think account management is very important. It's only going to become more and more important in the future because, direct relationships with affiliates is pretty much everything, and I don't think that's something that can really be replaced. So, technology and innovation. I think the future of affiliate marketing is better onboarding experiences for affiliates. A lot of affiliates are really not treated, well, like they're kind of treated like a number with a lot of networks, especially if they're not scaling, but you need to be able to nurture those relationships in order to scale. And a lot of affiliates sometimes, will sign up and not do anything. I mean, that's kind of the majority of what happens. And you really need to identify and nurture the ones that have the biggest potential. But there's a lot of people who, maybe for 2 or 3 years, they'll be a 50 grand a month affiliate, and then all of a sudden, they'll crank a campaign and start doing $1 million a month. So I think, better onboarding experiences is very important. Also having a team that is tech savvy. As things become more and more AI, more and more automated, there's a loss of customer service, and there's not really, like we just think, oh, we can, automate everything, but that's not going to be the case. Like it's customer service will be more and more important, as AI and stuff take over, because humans want to talk with other humans, and until like your ads are completely automated, I don't see that really changing. Also back to compliance, affiliates and vendors who are diligent with compliance, will manage and run their business without complications. Working with partners and networks who have their compliance in order, is really important, and it will continue to be a bigger and bigger trend, because it's really easy as a government or an authority figure to go online and cherry pick different things. It makes their job a lot easier if you're doing something that isn't above board. So I just think more and more you'll have to be very careful about what you're saying in your offers. Especially in markets like the U.S. I think networks and affiliates that are running more compliant campaigns, more long-term thinking brands, more and more that's going to be really important. Integrations. So I think integrations are going to become more and more important in affiliate marketing. Digistore has a bunch of different API connections, but more and more it's going to be like ad networks and platforms and affiliates and third-party tracking and everything kind of working together to build a tech stack that works for the affiliate. So the future is API and automated workflows, tracking integrations, CRMs, autoresponders, fulfillment integrations. Everything. You have to have everything down, to have a winning campaign, and so that'll become more and more important. So a key to any funnel is a checkout page, and I think optimizing more and more the checkout experience for your campaign is very important. It makes a huge difference in the conversion, and most affiliate marketers are not paying enough attention to the conversion of the checkout page, but you can boost your campaigns by 20-30% just by making little tweaks. So here's some questions you can ask. When ask yourself when you're building out a customized checkout page, is it mobile friendly or responsive? Will vendors be able to host third-party checkout with payment processors of their own? Is a checkout page fully customizable? Is it branded? Does it add a level of trust to the end consumer? But yeah, I think more and more in the future, like card acceptance rates are going to become more and more important. It's really important to have processing that can scale. I see horror story after horror story come to us and say, hey, like I had one processing account and we were doing $1 million a month, and now we're shut down and they're holding $600,000 worth of money. And yeah, like you can't scale a business with having weak processing. You need to have either your own solution or work with a partner that has a solution for that. So measurement and attribution, I think that's another big trend. If the tracking isn't seamless, you'll undoubtedly have poor results on all your marketing efforts. Working with platforms who have optimized this and enhanced tracking is key. But not just your own tracking. So like if a platform has their tracking, the tracking also needs to be able to work well with the third-party platforms. So like one thing that I've done is I've built out a team that like checks the tracking, and like we do all sorts of tests, and we build out all sorts of custom integrations, because if your platform isn't communicating with the third-party tracking, then that's a problem, because affiliates don't want to just rely on one source of traffic. I mean, one source of tracking. They want one or two, or they usually want 2 or 3 ways to track a campaign and make sure it's accurate. So I think API integrations, will be the future. Direct tracking has become like the new normal, like server to server and UTM tracking. Cookie and browser tracking is, definitely on its way out. And direct linking will also become bigger and bigger. I think there'll also be a lot of AI and affiliate marketing. I think that the biggest thing that you've seen in affiliate marketing lately is like these AI created videos, which is a whole downward spiral for compliance. But affiliates are seeing massive conversions with different AI videos for their creatives. And that kind of creates a compliance nightmare for governments and things like that. But yeah, I think eventually there'll be ways, they'll probably have tools where they can track this and prove that, prove what your ad creative actually was. So Sam Altman said, generative AI has the potential to democratize access to creative tools and empower people to express themselves in new, exciting ways. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the AI space over the next few years. I think right now for our industry, AI videos and like creating copy with AI are like the 2 biggest things that are happening. So yeah, AI will continue to shift the way we do business online. But I think right now it's like increasing speed of like marketing efforts. Like VSLs can be created faster, copy can be created faster, video creatives can be created faster. Faster isn't always better, but if you're testing, and the test wins, then yeah. So how do we make the most of it? Find the best AI software to incorporate in your businesses. I won't talk too much about like AI softwares because I'm sure everyone's already knows about a lot of these things. So consumer behavior shifts. I think consumer behavior is definitely evolving fast. A lot of consumer behavior is going to mobile. I think more and more you want to make sure your pages are optimized for mobile and the customer experience is optimized for mobile. Voice search adoption, like Siri and things like that are becoming very popular. I think there'll be ways where affiliate marketing can be used with that in the future. Customization, personalized recommendations, being able to like recognize, communicate with customers over email and or other channels to recommend them different offers that might be comparable to something they bought. I think more and more that will be happening. I think social commerce is going to become a big thing. You know, maybe Facebook at some point will figure out their e-commerce game, but it seems like TikTok is definitely, you know, figuring a few things out. Sustainability, I think, is going to be more and more of a thing, at least in Europe. You know, shifting content. I think the consumption habits of people for content is like rapidly evolving. So yeah, and the last big trend is global expansion opportunities. So this is kind of a trend that's always happened. I think in the Italian market and a lot of other European markets, global expansion is hasn't really happened yet in terms of like marketplaces and things like that, or there isn't like a well-defined like leader in a lot of countries. But I think, you know, especially in like the supplements category, there's a lot of you know, businesses from the U.S. like Ship Offers who are going to be offering supplements and you know, like the ability to create your own brands really quickly within Europe. And so I'm pretty sure that the supplements market in Italy, France, Germany, another 2 or 3 years will go from like 0 to 200 or 300 million a year. And I think, yeah, global expansion has always been a big opportunity in internet marketing, in the affiliate marketing industry, when you take like one brand from one place and bring it to another, you know, and have the same conversion. You know, oftentimes the conversions are very similar, and you can just scale a campaign with different affiliates, you know, in a different market. And if you have a good localization partner and localized processing and all of that, then you can see some very nice results. So yeah, I think global expansion will be a trend that continues for years and years, and is definitely a future trend. So thank you very much. Thanks for listening to me speak today. We have a couple minutes if there's any questions. Yeah, I pretty much took Digistore in the US and scaled it from a very small investment in nothing into, you know, hundreds of millions a year in the US. So yeah, I mean, if there's any questions that anyone has, I'm happy to answer them now. Like if you have a question, you can raise your hand and ask it. So yeah, any questions? Cool. Okay, well, I'll be around the next day or two, and I'm happy to talk with you in person. And, oh. Got a mic for you.
Hello.
Hey.
Just a question. When you talk about micro-influencer, no? That the trend is better on the micro-influencer, how you be so sure that it will be good? They are micro-influencer for a reason. Maybe they don't know a lot of communication skills, the lack of communication skills. So how you know that the conversion will be better?
Yeah, that's a good question. How would it be better? How do we know that it would actually be worth working with a micro-influencer, someone who has like a following that's under 50,000? I think you could look at if they produced any other authoritative content outside of like their Instagram following or their other followings, that's like also getting traction. If they have like, you know, authoritative degrees, you know, things that would, you know, tell other people that they're important. But I think also too, you could just test. You know, you could just have them set up an affiliate account. You could give them an ad creative for your product, and if they're interested in promoting it, you can just let them test. Because the nice thing about affiliate marketing is that, you know, you don't have to pay them up front. Like there's influencers that, you know, just go from brand to brand asking for $5,000, you know, to do a promotion. But I think more and more like performance, you know, the performance model is becoming popular and becoming, you know, a known model for influencers. So I think they're willing to test, you know, if you have the right, you know, they're willing to test for free. Then, yeah, why like do a bunch of research? Just let them test it and see if it works.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else?
Hello. So I have a question about digital products. how do you handle the big refund rate on digital products compared with the physical ones?
Can you repeat that one more time?
So how do you handle the big refund rate that you
Okay.
see on digital products compared with the physical ones?
And what kind of refund rate are you seeing?
So like 10, 15% on digital products?
Yeah, so I mean, I think how do you handle the refund rate for digital products? And he said that he's seeing like 10 or 15%. I'm looking at lots of data every single day across our platform, and our average refund rate is like 7 or 8%. That's like a normal refund rate. Like our normal refund policy is 60 days, money back. We can do like all sorts of different refunds policies customized, but like, it's going to depend on like what your refund policy is. It's going to depend on also the niche. So like 10 or 15%, that's a little bit more aggressive offer. That's probably still okay. If you're seeing like 20% refunds plus, then you probably have kind of an offer that's on the edge of compliance and things like that. But yeah, like 10 or 15%, like in like a biz op space is probably like a good refund rate. So it really just comes down to the niche and the type of product. But there's always different ways that you can adjust your offer so that your refund rate goes up and down, because we see this all the time because we're working with compliance for hundreds of products a day usually, and so like we can look at a product and pretty much predict like the refund rate just based on like what the offer is saying and what niche it's in and what's the refund policy and stuff like that.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Cool, thank you.